wanna be with you, you're young and beautiful. Directions I had no hope we'd ever follow instinct. We just don't understand a different situation. We've lost command. My heart's in limbo. Your heart's in limbo. You always share affection with everybody else. I think that you should learn to love yourself. The man that you love most, the man that brought you here, he's always in your memory. He's always near. My heart's in limbo. Your heart's in limbo.
Welcome to another edition of the Willie Bragg Show. I'm your host, Willie Bragg. And quick explanation: if everything looks kind of fuzzy, that just happened. I'm going to find out what happened later on. I think I know what happened. I was taking a shower and I had my computer nearby, listening to some music before the show started, which is why I'm late by 20 some minutes. So I apologize for that. I try to be on time, but life being what it is. So Anyway, we have so far in here, we on the chat line, we have Warren Extra Bulla. Hey, Willie, and hello back, sir. How are you doing, Warren? And what I'm going to talk about today, well, before we get to what we're going to talk about, and I'm doing a non-political show this time, and it's really not all that rehearsed, just basically my perspective, something that kind of fascinates me. But before we get started, we'll play this video I found. Yeah, well, I mean, she brings up this great point, and I just found it a few minutes ago, and I'll share it with y'all, and then share my take on it, and then we'll get to the meat and potatoes of what we're going to be talking about. There we go.
You know what else English drives me crazy? Countries and nationalities. At first, they all look so simple, right? America, American. Australia, Australian. Just at the end, in the end. Canada, Canadian. No! Canadian. And an I in the middle for no reason. Why? You know, like how Canada looks like? Then just call Canada in the first place. It makes more sense that way. But okay, your language, your rule. I'm from China, by the way. At this point, I was thinking my nationality should be called not Chinan, apparently. Maybe Chinean? You know, like Canadian. No! It's Chinese! It's like, oh, we're done with the I's and the N's. It's too predictable. Let's change the A to E-S-E. Hello, we're just trying to learn a language. Where's logic? It's gone! It's gone! This is not even the part that pisses me off the most. At this point, I figured out it doesn't matter how you change it. They always add something at the end to make it longer, right? Until I learned about Germany. People from there are not Germanian or Germanese. They are German. Germans. We'll talk about the plural in another video. But Germans. Well, you don't like the white anymore, so just get rid of it? Excuse me? I've learned English for so many years. Not once in my life I've said these two words right. Oh, he's from German. He's from Germany. He's German. Was that right? Oh my God, I don't even know. I don't know about English. Oh, speaking of that, people from England are called English, right? England, English. Poland, Polish. Thailand, Thai! Not Thailish. I don't know about your language, but you know how simple this is in Chinese? Just add a word after each country's name, and it's the same word. 人, 中国, 中国人. 美国, 美国人. 德国, 德国人. 泰国, 泰国人. You know what else English drives me crazy?
Her name is Chinese with Jessie, and I never thought about it one way or the other, but apparently the way people address nationalities, there's apparently not a consistency, and I guess I can see where she's coming from, but she sounded like loads of fun, and so I decided to share the video. Plus, she's pretty as hell. Yeah, my gosh. But anyway, yeah. So I thought, I always like to kind of break in with a little bit of entertainment before we get into the subject at hand. So right now, I kind of have a fascination with this phenomena called exoplanets, and because people have been talking about exoplanets for years. And give me a quick second. I have to plug in my computer. I'm sorry about that. That was very unprofessional of me. But all accounted for. Exoplanets. And they've been talking about these exoplanets, and it seems like every few weeks you find a new exoplanet that somebody's found. And what's fascinating about it is the thought of checking out if there's life on those planets, or will we be able to make it to the destination of these planets? So what I'm going to do is I'll start off, kind of warm y'all up with a video, and I'll share my take on it momentarily. Exoplanets. And here we go.
They are nestled in the final frontier. Countless worlds, scattered throughout countless galaxies, challenge the notion. Exoplanets are worlds that exist outside of our solar system. Also known as extrasolar planets, these bodies often orbit their own stars, with some being a part of entire planetary systems. Exoplanets are made of the same elements as the worlds in our solar system, and based on their composition and structures are just as diverse. Some, known as giant or Neptune-like planets, are large gaseous worlds. Other gas giants, called hot Jupiters, closely orbit their stars, causing the planets to have high surface temperatures. Another category of exoplanets consists of super-Earths. Smaller than the gas giants, but larger than Earth, super-Earths are terrestrial and made primarily of rocky or icy material. The final category includes Earth analogs. Much as their name implies, Earth analogs are similar to Earth in various ways, including size, composition, and distance to their home star. Exoplanets are difficult to detect directly, mostly because they are outshined by the stars they orbit. To circumvent this, about 5 primary methods have been developed to find these planetary bodies, including radial velocity, in which a planet causes a star to wobble; direct imaging, where the glare of stars is blocked in order to see objects nearby; astrometry, which observes a star's movements in relation to nearby stars; gravitational microlensing, which observes the light of a star being bent by a planet's gravitational pull; and the most prolific form of finding exoplanets, transit, the method in which a planet passes between its star and Earth, thereby dimming its star's light. Scientists have suspected the existence of worlds outside of our solar system for thousands of years, but the first confirmed existence of an exoplanet orbiting a sun-like star only occurred in 1995. Ever since, about 4,000 exoplanets have been confirmed by multiple discovery methods, with about 3,000 more awaiting verification. According to one theory, at least one exoplanet orbits each star in the Milky Way. This would place the exoplanet count in our local galaxy to about 1 trillion. The search for exoplanets continues, not just to create a catalog of known worlds, but also to see if life may exist elsewhere in the universe. Astrobiologists closely study the size, composition, and location of exoplanets relative to their stars to see the likelihood of organisms thriving in an environment other than Earth. Who knows what discoveries these new worlds could bring?
Okay. What I want to discuss basically is that phenomena, as we're talking about exoplanets, as she explained. And if it's in the habitable zone, just outside the sun in their solar system, apparently there's a potential for life to take place. And they're speculating, a lot of these scientists and all that, they're speculating that there might be, similar ecosystems and the possibility of life. And sometimes when you have this conversation about life on other planets, you either get it's not beyond the realm of possibility, or somebody think you're a nutcase. And for those who think you're a nutcase, I mean, why in this vast cosmos, this universe, why would we be the only living civilization? That's crazy. My theory is that we haven't discovered life in other worlds because they're like us. They have no capacity to reach us any more than we have any capacity to reach them. Um, I don't think that's controversial. I just think that's the case. I will also say that my speculation, I had nothing to back it up, and I'm not saying I feel it. I just think it would stand to reason that if there is life on other planets, these exoplanets, as they're called, I would think that there would be a similar ecosystem. Is people kind of seem to be prepared to believe that there's water and atmosphere and land and everything that takes to composite what is supposed to be could be potential for civilization. For those who are very aggressive about the idea of traveling to these worlds, on one hand, is a way to look at our world and solve the population problem. That's one aspect of it. Before we can walk, we need to crawl. That means we need to go to Mars, apparently, and we need to get our asses back on the moon, and before you can even go to Mars. Now, Mars is a planet that could sustain Earth-like life if it had an ecosystem. Now, I don't want to go and listen to the suggestions of dumbasses like Elon Musk, who wants to go and fire nuclear arms up into Mars and use radiation poisoning basically on Mars to create an ecosystem. I just don't think that that's a possibility. Creating nuclear winter, where he thinks that basically, an Earth-like ecosystem could be created. And I mean, that's really fucked up. He's a sick individual. That's my political commentary in this particular video tonight. But I would say that you could build little domes where people could on a limited basis live there. But Mars isn't quite the ideal place. But let's say that we go to the moon. We are crawling before we are able to walk. We go to Mars. Okay. Let's say maybe in 150 years, if human civilization isn't stupid enough to destroy themselves with war or climate change, we do something about that, and we somehow find ways to get along on this planet. I would say that the possibility of traveling to those worlds, there could be basically some ramifications for doing so. Remember, when the Europeans settled into America, to the New World, I will call it unintentional genocide, but the Europeans came here, and a lot of the native population were wiped out, smallpox and shit like that. And so, what are we doing? Why we're not considering the question of if we make it to these exoplanets, that even if the civilization would be friendly to us, we don't even know if they'd be friendly to us. But let's say they were, and we get there, and we get back somehow. We could be carrying some kind of disease that that nobody even considered that could plague the planet Earth. Or we could bring them a disease that they're not immune to. So it's very dicey. And let's say that we're there and we're not giving them any of our diseases, nor they of us. What if we partake or eat or their food, drink what is their water, that sort of thing? It can have an adverse effect on us. It could, maybe maybe the nutrients in their food supply chain is not adequate for human subsistence. We had to think about things, and they with us. Maybe their composites in their body would not withstand what we have here. I think at best, if there is life on other worlds, we're not going to be able to get there, and they're not going to be able to get to us. But at best, we will acknowledge each other. They're probably wondering if there's life on other planets. And so, I mean, I have no problem with contacting, and again, that's still a chance on its own, but I wouldn't have any problem taking that chance, I guess. So, the benefits of acknowledging each other's existence could be greater cooperation between two worlds through communications, and maybe there are diseases that we have here on Earth that we might be able to overcome, and maybe they have problems on their world that we'll be able to help them out. But then you have to understand, what if civilization exists? What kind of a civilization it is? I personally think they're human, probably. Again, I have no backing, but I just think it would stand to reason that they're human. And maybe not, but that's what I would think. What I would also think is that they could be either more highly advanced than us, which the communication factor would certainly be there. And maybe they exist and we can't contact them. Maybe their civilization might not be quite as advanced as ours. There is also that perspective. Having that said, we need to consider these things, and I hope that they're talking. I don't hear people talking about these things, but these are things that people need to consider if you're going to go and be aggressive about, contacting societies in other worlds, if they do in fact exist, which I'm going to say I'm probably 80% sure that they do. I mean, it is fascinating. I like the idea of societies existing in other worlds, and us, humankind, getting in contact. I think that's pretty neat. But I would say, even if it's possible that we can do all these things, and this is not going to happen in any of our lifetimes. I mean, I'm 56 years old. I'm several decades away from, if nothing goes wrong in my life, I'm several decades. I got, hopefully 4 decades left. We don't know. But anyway, just things to consider. And, I just hope that these questions get addressed before we do this, get ourselves super committed. But we got to get our act together first before we can even do this sort of thing, which in itself would be a positive development. If we as citizens of this planet can get our act together. Better said than done, obviously. Better said than done. But anyway, I wanted to talk about this, and I figured, let me do a show that's non-political for a change, kind of change. And I'm thinking about doing that occasionally, a non-political show. Obviously it's not going to be all the time, but just sometimes you got to have a break from the negativity of our society, negativity of the world, which they're not in short supply of, obviously. So I just wanted to go and mention that. We see CBC Boater here. How are you doing, CBC Boater? And I'm actually doing okay myself today. I have to go to work in a little while. As you all know, I work graveyard shift. So, which is part of the reason why I have trouble trying to do this program on a regular basis. So, and I'm glad that each and every one of y'all are patient with me. I really do appreciate that. So, anyway, I'll probably be signing off soon. However, I want to say that I have been interviewing people on a consistent basis for a while, just because I've been kind of swamped with work. I've gotten and a lot of personal things in my life going on too. Nothing particularly negative, don't worry. But just shit I got to sort out. But I'm planning to start having some guests back on a regular basis like I used to. Some people I've been talking to, and some people I'm kind of waiting back to hear from. Some important people. They're all important. But what I'm saying is, some of the larger platforms. And so, until then, I'll try to be here to, in my own way, I guess you could say, inform and entertain in my own way. So let me just conclude by saying this. If you like what you heard, please, of course, please press the like button. It helps with the algorithms. Comment on the comment section, and I'm always grateful for everybody in the chat line. Y'all mean a lot to me. I'm not just saying that. I mean, I'm glad there's a community where we can all kind of just be laid back and talk. Also, remember, when you press the like button and you comment and you share the video, it helps with algorithms, because the algorithm police wants to keep us shadow banned. But if we all just kind of work together to promote the hell out of each other, that's what it's going to have to take. I will say, as the First Amendment absolutist, it's my duty to inform you to create your own platform and utilize it, because we are the muckrakers of our time. And you know what muckrakers are. And the thing about it is that we're basically citizen journalists, and we have to spread the message, because if we don't, corporate media will absolutely dominate everything. They already do in many ways, and we got to circumvent the influence of corporate media, because they have nothing to offer, which is why I say reject corporate media. Also, remember, the Willie Bragg show has been on since 2020, February 2020. Back in the old days when it was a Bernie Sip channel, which is no longer the case. Bernie brought that on himself, by the way. But suffice to say, we're getting close to 1,000. So for all of y'all that have helped me out and subscribed to my channel all these years, I do appreciate it. It means more to me than you know. And if you could spread the word about this channel, I appreciate it too. And hopefully we'll hit that 1,000 mark sometime before the end of the year. Let me conclude by saying this. Free Ed Snowden. Free and pardon Ed Snowden. Free and pardon Ed Snowden. Free Palestine. Solidarity with the Palestinians. The ordeal they're going through. The suffering that needs to end right now. Free healthcare for all. Let's be a normal country. Let's have a national healthcare system that's based on the needs of the people, not the greeds of the medical industrial complex. Fight like hell to preserve freedom of speech, to First Amendment. We need that. That's our best friend in the fight, in the battle of ideas. And that means that, while horrible ideas exist, the best way to fight horrible ideas is with superior ideas. And the First Amendment is there for us to utilize it in that regard, because our ideas are better than theirs. I die on that hill, by the way. So until next time, everybody, I would say, I'll say this. I would say, hell, I'll say it. Fuck Stephen Colbert. Fucking shit lib that he is. So y'all take care. Y'all have a good night. I will talk to y'all later. Hopefully I'll be back sooner than you think. Good night.